Okay, we are in Majorca, in Spain, for Yvonne's 50th birthday, and my family's all together, so we thought it would be a good opportunity to film each other reminiscing about the past. And here is Granny Mari.
Hello there. I was born in Benoni. My mum and dad had come out from London. My dad was in the army, 1914-18, and Joe, my brother, was born in London. And then when my dad came out, all the family, my mother's mother and all her brothers and sisters, had come to South Africa.
Okay, hang on, that's a bit complicated.
So just say I was born in Benoni.
When did you come out, in what year, to South Africa?
Well, came out.
Oh, you were born in South Africa?
I was born in South Africa.
When did your family come?
They came out 1920. My mother was pregnant in London and I was born in Benoni.
And they all came together, or your father?
My father and my brother and my mother and me, the four of us. Well,
and the three of them came together at the same time?
And then I was born a few months later in Benoni.
Okay.
Transvaal.
Okay.
And we stayed there for a few years. All my mother's family were in Benoni. And my father was an upholsterer and he was offered a job in Johannesburg. So when I was about 3 or 4 years old, we came and we lived in Johannesburg. And I had all my schooling in Johannesburg. Can I tell about the incidents?
Okay, let's first go back a bit. Was he working on his own, or
no? He had a job
at a factory.
It was a big furniture shop in Johannesburg, and he did the upholstering for them.
Okay.
Then a few years later, he started on his own.
Okay, so you incidents about school you want to?
Yeah, then I went to school. I can only remember once when I was very little. It still plays on my mind. Sometimes I wake up. We lived in a little neighborhood, semi-detached houses, and everybody was friendly. And one day I was pushing my little pram outside, and a woman came running out of her house, and she says, "You little Yurtse child," and pushed me over. So I started screaming, and then we had tram cars running, and the tram driver saw, he rushed out and he called the police, and that incident plays in my mind ever since, and I was only about 3 or 4 years old. And then I went to school and I had a very happy childhood. My parents weren't wealthy, but we were very happy together.
I'm just closing the door. And carry on. Okay.
My brother Joe was 6.5 years older than me, and he spoiled me. Wherever he went, I used to run after him. And we just had a very happy childhood. Didn't have a lot of money, but we were happy. And then when I was about 12, we moved to a bigger house, and then afterwards moved to 110 Derby Road, Judith's Paarl. I went to Dormfontein School. My grandmother, my Boba, who I loved very much, often used to come and stay with us. She was very religious, and
your grandmother on your mother's side.
My mother's mother.
What was her name?
Her name was Bassa, and she was just such a wonderful woman. She used to share, when she was stayed in Joburg, she shared a bedroom with me. And she was always davening, and at night she'd take off her shaitel, and she had this thin grey hair. She used to walk for miles. When they gave her money for her tram fare, she would walk to go looking for, Landslight, her old friends. Her maiden name was Bloch. She married, her name was Miller, and my mother married Emmanuel Barnett.
And your mother was Carrie?
Carrie. My brother was Joe.
So you were saying she would take the money and give
walk.
it to...
No, she'd walk for miles from Judithspaal to Doornfontein to see if she can meet any of her, Landslight, who'd come from the same village as her, from Russia when they had to get out. I think once or twice she found somebody.
Oh, she was trying to discover them.
And we used to have wonderful family. Most of the family remained in Benoni, and every weekend we all met. They'd either come to us in Joburg or we'd go there. My mother's sister's brother had a car, so he used to take us by car to Benoni, or we'd get onto a train and go to Benoni. And then all the family would come to us. We were always together weekends, a big happy family gathering.
So let's think who there was on your father's side.
My father came from...
I know your parents came from England. So how did their parents, which of their parents ended up in South Africa as well?
It was just my granny. It was
only your granny?
Yes,
did she come with you?
Grandfather died. Now, apparently the older children went first, and my Boba and my mother and her younger sister remained in Russia.
Okay, hang on. Which side of the family are we talking about? Your mother's side.
Yes.
So your like great aunties and uncles left Russia first.
Yeah.
To go to England.
Benoni.
Oh, they went to Benoni directly.
Some of them stayed in England just for a short while, and I don't know why, through one of the uncles who had a business in Benoni, they all managed to get to Benoni.
Oh, so you had a big family network before you came, and that's why...
My brother stayed in, when they managed to get out of Russia, they went to England. My mother had a few years of schooling in London and met my father in London. And then my mother was the last one to come out from London to South Africa.
Okay. So in Benoni, when your family got together, it was on your mother's side?
On my mother's side.
And that was the Bloch family?
Well, Miller, my granny's maiden name was Bloch, and she married a Miller. But her husband, my mother's father, he died when she was just a little girl. So she really didn't know him.
Uh-huh. So did your mother come with you from England? Not with you, but with your parents?
Yes.
She came with them to Benoni. And then when you got together, it was with your great aunties and uncles.
Well,
who was there?
Well, not really great. It was my mother's sisters and my mother's... There were 7 girls and 1 boy.
7 girls and 1 boy, all children of Basia Miller.
Yes.
And they all lived in Benoni. And so most of them married and their names changed.
Yeah.
So it's not Miller
There
anymore.
was, Uncle Wolfie was the only son. He was Miller. Yeah, there was Baker and Ginsberg and Farn. And there were a big crowd of them, so we had very happy gatherings. They all stuck together, they were always together.
And you know where they all are now?
Some of them, well, the older ones have all passed on.
Yeah.
But some are in London. I've got two millers. My uncle Wolfie, the only brother, he's got a son in Johannesburg who we're in touch with, and my mother's niece, Sadie Farn, passed away, and her two children are still in Benoni. So we all keep in touch, but you know, the others have all gone away to different countries.
Right. And then, okay, you got to your schooling in Doornfontein.
Yes, I went to Doornfontein School, which we had very happy times in Doornfontein School. I lived the furthest away. We lived in Judas Paarl, so I had to take a tram car to go to school. And then then we moved from Derby Road to Bears Valley North, and I went to Athlone House School.
How many Jews were in these schools?
Oh, many. There were a lot of Jews.
Like half or something?
Yeah, I suppose half. We all got on well together. Nobody at the schools, they did have in the mornings, they had little prayer groups, and the Jewish people used to go into their little room and the Christian people into their room.
And what did the Jewish ones do during the morning prayer? Did they pray or?
Yes, they had a little lecture and a little prayer, not for long.
Was there a Jewish teacher?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But nobody seemed to have worried. We all mixed so beautifully at school. One of our teachers, I remember, was a little bit nasty. We thought, you know, because he always used to go for the Jewish children. And in those days it was nothing for the teachers to take a cane, hit the children. If you didn't do your work properly, you had to stay in, you know, you were punished. I had one Afrikaans teacher, we all failed in our test, and she made us all stand up, and at the end with a ruler, she hit us with a ruler, sit donkey, sit donkey. And then I finished school and I didn't want to go to university.
What year would that be?
I was, 1920, about 1936, 37.
And was that all the way up to matric?
Yeah.
So you did 12 years of school like we do today?
And then I went to business college to do shorthand typing and bookkeeping. And I got a job, I worked at Chadwick and Company, an engineering firm, and I stayed there until I got married.
Mm-hmm.
And whilst I was there, we used to go on holidays, us girls, to Margate and Durban. And one year I was in Margate, a friend of mine couldn't come, and another young girl went and asked her father if she could come with me. And oh, it was such a hard thing for us to get away from Johannesburg to go to Margate on our own. Anyhow, she came and we were walking on the beach, and one day she said, "Oh, there's Hennach." And there was this funny little red-haired boy, and that was Harry. And we met, and he started phoning me and wanting to make dates, and eventually we got together. At first I wouldn't go out with him. We used to have parties and have fun when we were teenagers, go hiking, in love with one boy and out of love with another boy, you know. Happy really, not much money, but we were happy.
Yeah.